Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covered. Three-handle family credential.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, Armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
Hello there, ladies and gents, and non-binary friends. Welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I'm your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Saturday. You know what that means. It's time for the view from the WWE Universe, NXT Edition. Joining me, of course, when it's time to talk NXT, Big Boy Mikey. How are you, man?
Good, buddy. How you going?
Yeah, I am well. I've got this whole thing. It's the best cure for a hangover is hair of the dog. Yeah, so I was having a bit of a wrestling hangover on Tuesday, and then I realized, oh wait, there's 4 huge shows this weekend that I kind of need to preview, and so I've just sort of gone full hog this week, and it's been a real hair of the dog experience coming off the back of NXT Royal Rumble, our first ever call-in show for our Patreon subscribers, which you can get in on for the next one if you go to patreon.com/thebplus. Cheap plug, all about the cheap plug. Yeah, so after all that and sort of back to back, I think Danders was like, I've done 3 episodes in a row. You know what, Danders? I've done 30. So, yeah, it's been a really full-on week, and then today, we record this behind the curtain. We record this after NXT on Thursdays. We watch it on Thursdays. We talk about it on Thursdays, so it's fresh in our minds. And Thursday night here, I've released 4 episodes of the podcast today, and I'm very tired, and I still have to edit Aussie Graps. So
You're
the things
a
I do
bloody
for you
machine,
people.
Gregory. You're a bloody machine.
I'm a workhorse. That's what I tell myself anyway. So speaking of workhorses, NXT. The workhorse of the WWE Universe, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
It's the show that doesn't quit. It's just constantly good. I
mean, when you got both in both countries, you got some of the best minds behind the business, which main roster does have that as well. Let's not count ourselves out there, but yeah, just NXT just continually just doing the right things, doing enough every week just to keep that momentum going. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's dive in and take a look at it now. This week's NXT was a little light because it was, of course, the week after NXT Takeover. They're always like, I don't personally understand the reason for this. I mean, it always irks me that they recap the things that happened on Takeover when, if you're watching NXT, you have the WWE Network. If you have the WWE Network, you can just click back one button and watch the Takeover show.
Right. I mean, I get it's one of those, let's just quickly record a couple of matches for the post episode, let everyone, I guess, not take a breather, like, unfortunately, unlike you, some people need to take a break from wrestling. So sometimes, I mean, other than the clips and a couple of backstage interviews, this was very This is an NXT show without major stars, apart from the Sky Pirates. But yeah, it's one of those simple episodes. I mean, like companies back in the 90s used to do this all the time. WCW used to do this. The show after the pay-per-view week was always a soft week with a bit more jobbers, a little bit more of the lower card. And it's kind of good, in my opinion, because you do get, I mean, this week with the main event, you got 2 tag teams main eventing that, hardly even get on NXT Weekly TV. So it does do that, does do good in that sense, but yeah, so it's a good light episode to end the full week of a busy week in WWE, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. But it does. I feel like I understand the whole taking a breather thing. I understand that, but I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way that they have this whole network and then they're like, well, we're just going to take an easy week because it was TakeOver. And I get that the takeovers are important, so it makes sense to want to recap. But honestly, I just skip through the recaps and get to the promos,
Yeah, exactly. And which kind of made it easy to get through NXT this week.
It did. It made it easier to continue my little hair of the dog streak.
Yeah.
But let's jump into it. The opening match, which realistically should have been the main event. Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, the Stardom Wonder Team, taking on Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke, the 4 horsewomen of NXT, as it were. I love the Marina Shafir face mask gimmick. Do you know? I must have missed something. What was the origin of the face mask gimmick?
She broke her nose in a match in December. Don't quote me on who caused it, but she broke her nose back in December. So
okay, sure,
yeah,
right. Was that at a house show? Or was it on one of the tapings? Because I don't remember seeing it.
House show.
Yeah. But I love the gimmick. It reminds me of far out. I like Cody Rhodes, obviously. Cody Rhodes with the dashing thing. But a bunch of people have done similar stuff. I mean, of course, it's always better. I always liked. I'm a bit old school with this one, but Cowboy Bob, right, and his cast.
Yes.
Because it could be used as a weapon.
Yes.
It was the greatest gimmick ever. Because he could use it to try to get sympathy from the ref, and then it was just a great gimmick. But the face mask doesn't have that double usage, but I still really enjoy it as a sort of thing that gives her something that stands out and that you can play off.
Yeah, and it kind of gives her that vicious edge too, like it, kind of that, muzzled dog type thing where like you got that face mask off, how crazy would she go kind of thing. But yeah, decent match overall. Like Sky Pirates, both these girls are just insane. No pun intended. Just, yeah, they're just 2 phenomenal girls. Obviously, you've watched a lot more of those. I mean, I know you've only got into Stardom kind of in the last year or so, but
yeah, year and a half. So I've seen Io Shirai's, I've seen the end of Io Shirai's run.
You know the quality of talent that Joshi Promotions push out, especially the homegrown stars. There, they just push out stars after star for those companies. But yeah, where do you stand on the 4 horsewomen of MMA? Like obviously you got the Rondas and Shayna, but what's your feelings on these 2?
I mean, they're a bit green, obviously, but even though they're a little bit green, they're doing really good work. Like, this match was really good, and they're in there with 2, absolute, incredibly experienced, some of the best women's wrestlers in the entire world. Yeah. So, of course, it's impossible for the match to end up being bad. It was a good match. You can still see a little bit that they're new, just the occasional moment of looking lost.
Yeah.
Jessamine Duke, I'm glad that it was Marina Shafir that took the pin here, because Jessamine Duke, I think, has far more upside. I look at Jessamine Duke, and she, standing next to Kairi Sane, Jessamine Duke just looked freaking huge.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of am on the opposite side. I actually don't know if I like Jessamine Duke. I mean, she's got an impressive stature, don't get me wrong, very Madison Eagles-esque, that towering height over the rest of the girls, and just it looks good. But I think Marina was the one that is probably the more pro wrestling ready out of the two. But like you said, they're in a match with two of the best women's wrestlers of all time. let's put it bluntly, two of the best women's wrestlers out there. Yeah, so I mean, obviously those girls would have made them look good as well, but I don't know, there's something missing with me with Jessamine Duke. I mean, compared to the rest of the female talent on both NXT rosters and main rosters, there's so much talent there. But I don't know. There's something that's missing with me for Jessamine Duke. I just don't know what it is, but yeah, it's interesting. I just don't know what it is.
I think for me, mostly she has the look.
Yeah,
she definitely has the look, and she has somewhat of a charisma about her. She's not necessarily charismatic, but there's just it's that X factor that I can't really put it. But when they did that spot with Kairi standing there and her putting the arm up, and I just thought, I was like, wow, there's something about her. Her whole look with the tattoos and just how big she is and how imposing she can be. I really think she has more upside of the two, but obviously Shayna Baszler's the best of the four.
Oh, absolutely. Ronda's obviously always going to be the biggest star power just because of her Hollywood stature, but Shayna is obviously the best one there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll grow. I mean, they've got more room to grow. They're constantly in that performance center, so there's no reason for that.
Well, that's the thing. When you make it the full-time job, you've got the best coaches in the world. There's nowhere for them to go but up, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how far they go. Kairi Sane still has the best elbow drop in the business, and it gets her the win in this match here, which made me happy.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was a good match. Way better than the main event that we got, but we'll get to that. Then we get a Ricochet Johnny recap. Again, the recaps I just skipped past, so we go to a Johnny post-match interview, and he's saying that he promised a match of the year, and he delivered a match of the year. Johnny Takeover wins and is the new North American champion, and winning feels great, and he loves it.
It's interesting.
Where do you see this going, the whole Johnny Tommaso Ciampa thing?
I don't know, I strongly believe for a while there that they're going to pay it off finally with Johnny getting it over Ciampa, but no, I think they're going in a different direction. I think they're going with a dominant Johnny and Johnny and Tommaso dominant team, but not as a tag team, as two singles. So whether that ends at Takeover Mania weekend or whether they continue through the year, because surely Johnny and Tommaso are due for a call-up this year. I mean, they've already tested the waters with giving Johnny a little bit of a rumble spot, which, there's no guarantee to bring you up, but they've tested that water. They know what type of star they get out of Johnny. He's one of the best talents out there, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they go with this, because surely that storyline would just be power on the main roster. If you took that to the main roster, surely that's just perfect storytelling to take into it. Like Kevin and Sammy, but on another level.
Yeah, but you never know when you go up to the main roster whether they're going to remember.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, they quite often will just forget everything that happened in NXT. Look at the Ascension. The Ascension were amazing in NXT. They were dominant, and then they go to Raw and SmackDown, and they're an afterthought in their jobbers, and they're comedic foils with the Fashion Police, who were also, well, one of them, amazing in NXT. So yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know how much faith I have in the main roster. That's why I only do the NXT edition of View from the WWE Universe. But let's move on. We get a Bianca Belair post-match promo. She says that being undefeated isn't a record. It's a mindset. I love this twist on the character because now she can continue to be undefeated even if she takes L's, which I love. I think that's amazing. She also tells Sam Roberts to kiss her ass, which I agree, Sam Roberts. I called him out. He hasn't responded, but yeah, he fucked up.
He fucked up big time. I'm not a Sam Roberts guy at all. But anyway, yeah, it's a great little way to continue that undefeated thing. It's perfect. It's amazing how simple just one sentence can just continue a little promo. It's just perfect. It's not a record. It's a mindset. Like perfect, done. Continue. Like it's just simple. The old saying that less is more. Just there you go. Just less is more. Just keep it simple. It's a mindset, not a thing. Done.
Yeah. So she gets to because being defeated, that's in your mind. You can lose a match and not be defeated. Because if you're defeated, you're down and out. I love the way they've twisted it, and it means that she can continue to be undefeated. And since Shayna Baszler called her overrated, there's the dueling chants in the crowd of undefeated, overrated. I love it. I think it's great. And yeah, she tells Shayna that she says that Shayna knows one day she's going to take the title because she remains undefeated. And you got to believe her. I think Belair is quite possibly the next champion. If not, she's not far off.
Right. And yeah, no offense. Fuck you, Sam Roberts. She deserves to be there. Don't.
Yeah. I don't know why you're not a Sam Roberts fan. Sam Roberts is all about being a fan and being positive, which is why what he said was so out of character, right? I didn't understand it, and I called him out on it, and I'm calling him out again. Sam, you fucked up. Acknowledge it. I haven't listened to this week's Not Sam podcast. I know it's dropped. I've seen it in my queue. I haven't got to it. I'm hoping he acknowledges how badly he messed up, because Bianca Belair is incredible. And I don't know if he was just leaning into the gimmick, like, Shayna Baszler is so good that no one can beat her. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I talked about that on the post show anyway. So, War Raiders say that Undisputed Era have earned their respect, but War is here. The raid has begun. Very simple promo from these guys.
And I love that I got that call right. I remember your voice when I said, no, I think War Raiders are going over. And you're like, really? Yep.
Yeah.
But they look good with those straps around them.
I'm happy to say I was wrong. I thought Undisputed Era would carry it, but, War Raiders are a good team.
They look good with those straps around them. They're an opposing force, and I just love them. I love Ro even more after his. I was wanted to point out, I love Ro even more after watching that little package of his wedding with Sarah Logan. Having a traditional Viking wedding, that's just fucking cool. Like that. Talking about a mindset, that's a mindset and a lifestyle right there. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on, we also see Matt Riddle. He says that tonight he proved a point by beating Cassius Ohno until he tapped, right? It wasn't just about winning. It was about proving that point, because he's beaten him twice before, but he beat him to the point where he tapped without even needing a submission on. I thought this was a good way to play it.
Yeah, I like it. Riddle just has star. I don't think he's going to be in NXT for long. I don't think he's going to be in NXT for long at all. He's got too much star power on him.
Yeah, I don't even know if... I reckon he might be one of those rare cases where he doesn't even get an NXT title run and he jumps straight up to the main roster pretty quickly. Maybe as soon as SummerSlam. Maybe even just after WrestleMania.
There's something about him, kind of like Shinsuke. I know they've somewhat ruined Shinsuke at the moment, but kind of like that Shinsuke where it's just like, you only need a couple of months just to WWE yourself. And yeah, just... he's got too much star power. He's just... too good.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see him lose to Velveteen Dream at WrestleMania weekend, and Velveteen Dream stay in NXT, and Matt Riddle move on to WWE. That's what I would like to see. I think because he's already a star, so put over Velveteen Dream, and then head on to the next territory.
Love it.
Yeah. Then we get a recap of Ciampa Black. We see, Heyman's tweet that was pumping up Ciampa, saying that he sets the standard for any brand, which it's hard to argue with. And we also see a recap of the post-match shenanigans and the setup for the halftime heat. So have you been following this whole halftime heat?
Yeah, I have. It's a smart, very smart marketing tool from WWE of the big match, or the big game, sorry, as they keep calling it. They're not allowed to mention the two words on screen due to copyright issues. I found that out today. I didn't know that was actually a thing in the NFL, but yeah, it's a smart marketing play. They've literally buried what's that band that's playing at halftime? I can't stand them.
I don't even know. You know, I don't follow the NFL anymore. I have a grudge to bear.
That stupid band. I can't think of their name, but they're doing the halftime show. I should do my research on that one. But yeah, they completely buried that band. Just said, why would you watch these guys and you can watch NXT?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's a good gimmick doing the halftime show, but I mean, it's going to be an empty arena match, which I don't know how well this match plays as an empty arena match.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They did do this 20 years ago with Foley and The Rock. So it'd be interesting to see how it turns out with 6 of the best talents in NXT. I mean, you got these 6 guys that 3 of the best, or 2 of the best heels. Johnny would never be a heel to me, regardless of character. And yeah, I don't know. I think these guys have the talent and the potential to make it look fucking cool. But yes, it's going to be different. I don't know. I'm keen for it. I'm very keen to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not a huge fan of. I wasn't a fan of the Rock Mankind empty arena match, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of not a fan, Street Profits, Forgotten Sons. Why is this a thing?
Well, you know what? We talked about this off air prior to hitting the record button. I'm just not a Street Profits fan. On the flip side, I love the Forgotten Sons. They look great. They look like a good team.
They're so bland. Bland.
But sometimes simplicity is enough in wrestling, and I like.
No, they're not simple. They're bland. With the exception of Jackson Riker, whose name is spelt in an absolutely unforgivable way. With the exception of Jackson Riker, they're charisma holes. They are black holes of caring. They come on my screen. I see nothing. They're a blur, and the blur is just shouting at me, look at your phone. Look at your kids. Do anything but watch what we're doing. That's what they are to me.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. But no, look, I disagree with you on them. But for me, it was Street Profits. I don't find Street Profits entertaining at all. They're like the babes, but on a really shittier, less entertaining comparison. Seriously, like Matty Wahlberg kills that whole party boy. That's Jack Jordan. The whole party guy, cool guy thing out of the park. I don't know. This is. I don't know. Something about Street Profits that just bugs me. I don't know. There's something about him. Just this match was quite shite, to be fair.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Sorry to interrupt the podcast, B+ players, but I just need to take a second to tell you about Threadbox. Threadbox is a subscription service for men that makes looking good easier than ever before. Just fill out a few questions to start building your style profile, and from there you will be paired with a stylist who will send you new threads once a month, so you don't have to worry about checking the stores and finding new clothes. It's like having a personal shopper and stylist at your fingertips, and you just sit back, relax, wait for your awesome new gear to arrive in the mail. They sent me a box this month. I got a new pair of jeans. I got 2 shirts. You can check out the unboxing video on the Facebook page. And the best part about it is you can get in touch with your stylist by email at any time. So if you need new singlets, if you need new long sleeves, if you need new shoes, if there's something specific you want, you just let them know what you need and they'll tailor the box to your specific requests. It's a completely personalized service available on any budget. You'll always get way more value than you pay for because Threadbox work with all the best brands. Boxes start from just $40, and if you use our code, the B+15 at checkout today, you're going to get 15% off your first box. So what are you waiting for, man? Like, if you want to look better with less effort, head to threadbox.com.au and use the code the B+15 to get your box today. We are all WWE fans here. It's why we're here, listening to this show and spending inordinate amounts of hours consuming, complaining, and just generally eating, sleeping, and breathing professional wrestling. But if you want to take that to the next level, the only place to do it is WrestleMania 35 in the city so nice that they named it twice New York. And our new friends at All Aussie Travelers are going to help you make that happen in the best way possible. They are new to the wrestling travel game, granted, but they have over 15 years experience in sports and event tours between the US and Australia, so you know you're in good hands. They want to offer you an exclusive WrestleMania package, including return flights to the USA, 6 nights at the New Yorker Hotel right next to Times Square. And the thing that sets these packages apart are the VIP suites that AAT have secured for WrestleMania. So that's, of course, the Raw after WrestleMania. So not only are you going to go to the Hall of Fame, not only are you going to go to WrestleMania 35, but for NXT TakeOver, SmackDown Live, and the Raw immediately after WrestleMania that next night, you are going to be in an exclusive VIP suite that is not normally available to the public. But AAT, they got it locked down. They got it waiting for you with your name on it, your own private entrance, your own private toilets and bar, as well as an unparalleled view in the most comfortable seats in the house. You can experience WrestleMania weekend like never before, all at really competitive prices. So head over to All Aussie Travelers on Facebook, hit that like button, send him a message, send an email to Jack, that's JAAK, at allaussie.com.au, and let them know the B Plus sent you. Yeah, Street Profits I don't like either, so that's why, hence me saying why this match? I just don't, I mean, Forgotten Sons get the win, and the crowd goes mild because no one cares. I love that. I did enjoy the highlight of the match, and this is bad. When the highlight of the match is something the crowd do, that's not a good thing. The highlight of the match for me was the "We Forgot You" chant. True. I enjoyed that. And I don't think that they were playing along with the gimmick either. I think that the crowd genuinely forgot their names because, you know, what are they? Wesley Blake Cutler. And Steve Cutler.
Well,
right.
Steve Cutler's been in that FCW NXT farming system since FCW. I'm pretty sure he was in he's been there since Ty Dillinger. He's the Ty Dillinger of the brand now. He's been there for so long.
Wesley Blake has been there forever, man. Forever. He was a tag team with Buddy Murphy. And I'm pretty sure before that, he was, around with other people as well.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. But, yeah.
Just cut these guys, man. Just cut them. So
I can see them doing some Evolve stuff and that. They'd look good in Evolve.
Let them go. Street Profits, I'll say this. Street Profits have come back better since their Evolve stint. I don't know why. I don't know how. But they have come back slightly better since their Evolve stint. But, yeah, Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, I feel like release them. Let them go to Impact, where they can be the remembered children. And just call it a day, all right? Just call it a day with these guys. I don't see anything in them. Anyway.
Let Riker go back to Impact and be... What was his name in Impact again?
No, keep Riker. Keep Riker. He's the only one in the group worth a damn. Anyway, I don't like to be negative, so and I've been talking about how bad this match was and these people are for the last 5 minutes. So let's just move on to the UK, where we open with some Volta hype.
Yeah, love it. Nothing negative to talk about this night at all for me. Well, apart from one person, but other than that, great NXT UK episode. NXT UK are doing the right things. I mean, I guess they're not in pay-per-view week, but or takeover week, but they're just doing everything right. Simple model, give a couple of guys, jobbers, get them over, then have one main event match. Just perfect. I mean, tell a couple of stories through the night off camera. They've got the perfect system flowing over there.
Yeah, No, it is. It's the. I mean, it's similar to the NXT formula. You have lots of sort of enhancement matches, right? People that are far lower on the card versus a star, and you help build that star by having them wrestle these squash matches, and then you have a good main event.
Yeah, exactly.
And this follows that formula to the T. Dave Mastiff versus Primate J Melrose. Primate actually really impressed me, but I love the Bomber, big boy. I think the eventual Mastiff versus Volta match is going to be amazing.
Oh, can you imagine when that goes down? But yeah, didn't Primate look good in this? I like that. Obviously, he was there as a pin eater. And this is a guy that nearly a year ago had to hang up his boots because of a neck injury. Like, I thought the guy had to retire, but he's come back to full swing, which really freaked me out when he tested to lift Mastiff. I don't know if it was a botch or it was meant to happen, but he attempted to lift Mastiff, and Mastiff just basically fell on him. I'm like, dude, you nearly retired a year ago with that neck injury. Like, why would... I don't know. Like, I don't know if that was a planned spot or a botch or whatever, but it's like, man, like, these people with neck injuries need to just really be careful at the next... Like, I don't know. But, yeah, I love seeing Primate. He was one of my favorite guys in the formerly known as What Culture days, and his little videos with King Ross walking around the Walmart and all that. He's a funny bloke, but on the flip side, Mastiff, he's the second coming of Vader. I mean, what can you say? I mean, his attire is even basically Vader attire now. It's he's impressive. I love Mastiff. Always have through his ICW days and that, but he's impressive.
Yeah. So moving on, though, obviously we're both very high on Dave Mastiff. We like our big boy matches here. I think it's going to become very apparent to people that we like our big boy matches.
My name is Big Boy, so like...
There we... Yeah, well, there we go. So we get some more videos here. We get a recap of the tag title match from Blackpool, which of course is going to play into the main event with Moustache Mountain. And we get Isaiah Brookside hype video. And then Gibson and Drake come out to celebrate. Do you know what it is with the shoes? What's
but
the go with the shoes?
I'm gonna ask my mate Liam, who was in crowd for this again, on the front gate there. I'm gonna check with him because I don't actually know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that stemmed over from like Progress or something. I don't know what it is, but
I you know what I think it is? I think English people are fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
No offense to our 12% English listener base. It's just weird. Just, I don't know, like all the sing-songy stuff, sometimes it's okay, like the Tyler Bate. Like, I like that. But, yeah, just because of the accent, too, and there's all of them doing it at once, I don't know what they're saying about the shoes. What are they saying? I can't figure it out. I just know that everyone has their shoes in the air. There must be a terrible stench in the freaking arena. And,
look, as a long-time football fan... UK football, or soccer for the Aussies. I'm used to hearing all these sort of the crowd chants and the songs, and it's just, I don't know, something about the British sports atmosphere. It doesn't matter what sport, they just have this energy, and it's different. Yeah,
they get drunk and sing.
That's it.
It's like karaoke culture, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand it. It's not my culture. I'm not going to rag on it, except I probably just did rag on it. I just don't understand it, that's all. So they coined themselves the Grizzled Young Vets for the first time on NXT TV. So that's good to know that team name is carrying over. It says that they're going to be recognized as the most important champions in WWE. I love that. I love acknowledging that they're part of this wider family and that they want to make their part the best part. I think that's awesome. And then, out comes Sid Scala and says that they're going to Phoenix and they're going to have to show the world why they're the hottest brand in sports entertainment, and they're going to face Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch soon, which the crowd were very angry that it was soon and not tonight.
Because this soon thing is a theme as they're about to go into Phoenix to do about 3 or 4 weeks worth of taping, so everything is soon. But I love Zach Gibson. I love Drake as well, but I love Zach Gibson. Liverpool's number 1.
Yeah, Gibson's great.
I can't do the Liverpool accent for shit, but he just nails it.
You just got to sound like the Beatles. That's Liverpool, isn't it?
Number.
I can't do it. Yeah, no, we should not. I'm going to edit all of that out.
But no, Liverpool's number one. He's fantastic. I'm glad that they've finally recognised as grizzled young vets. I was waiting for the day for that to actually happen, but not perfect.
Yeah,
So
for
now
it
we
to come
got
in, yeah.
Moustache Mountain, grizzled young vets, European Union, even though that's not official, but it's not official, but
No.
we're calling it.
No. But then we get Volta. Volta is next, and they're still calling him the Austrian Anomaly, and I hate it. I don't like this. He's not double A, alright? He's Volta. He's the ring general. Get it right, or he will leave. He will chop you, and he will leave. You know what he'll do? They'll offer him the contract where they're like, here you go, you got to sign this to go past the 6 months, and he will chop the contract, and it will create a black hole which will eat the WWE from the inside out. That's what will happen if you do not make this man happy. He has powers.
Yep.
He is Volta. Anyway, he has a match against Mr. Jobberman.
R.I.P. Jack Stars.
They gave Jack Stars, that's the name, Mr. Jobberman Jack Stars. And it's, Volta's going to kill you, and he does, gets chopped to buggery. Posted a picture of his chest, it looked brutal, and Volta wins.
I want to make comment on that photo. Everyone going out like, oh my god, it's the craziest thing they've seen, like a chest photo. It's like, dude, this guy's been making like British wrestlers' chests look like that for 10,000 years. Like, it's not new. I was like, it might be new to some because obviously NXT is going to give a new audience to Walter. But man, like, I remember seeing Bonza's chest after the bloody Walter Bonza match at World Series Wrestling. I think it was just as bad. I'm like, I've seen that millions of times, but yeah, he's just so imposing.
Yeah.
Poor rest in peace, Jack Stars. That you just
Yeah, just going back to the chops though. There's a bit of a meme in Australian wrestling at the moment. He kicked the leg out of the leg, right? Because Tone Phillips said that, and apparently it's an Owen Hart reference, which I didn't get, but yeah, he kicked the leg out of the leg for his brother Stevie. And here, Volta, in any match Volta has, he chops the chest out of the chest.
Yep.
That's what he does. It's what he does for a living. It's what he's known for. So yeah, don't be surprised. And they're still calling him the Austrian Anomaly. I hate it. Then backstage, Marcel Bartel and Fabian Eichner, the European Union, approach the Austrian Anomaly, and they let him know, look, it's been a long time, right? Because Marcel Bartel, of course, part of Ring Camp. Been a long time. It hasn't been that long. They teamed quite recently in WXW when Axel Dieter Jr. made his return. This was a month ago. Anyway, they tell him if he ever needs friends over here, they've got his back, but he just walks away, which didn't seem to rub Eichner the right way. But, moving on, another jobber match, Ginny versus Casey Owens. Ginny dominates for the most part. Casey Owens looked I don't know how long she's been doing it. Have you looked into Casey Owens?
I have done my research. She's a regular member of the Pro Wrestling Eve roster and all that. I don't know, similar to Primate earlier in the night with Massive, she got some good offense in there, and both Primate and Casey on this night, they looked better than, obviously poor Jack Stars was not going to get much in. But Casey actually looked good in this, and this is the match where I said I have an issue because, well, not an issue, but the down thing. I've never ever got it. Not Progress, not Rev Pro. I don't get Ginny. I don't like Ginny. I don't know. Like, I might grow to like her soon, but I don't know. I don't know. Something's just missing me with Ginny. I never liked her with Progress and all that. Something interesting there. There's a couple of things that she did tonight in this match that was impressive, like some of those arm bars that she was doing, and then doing the scratch. Doing the stretch and having the claws into the skin. Like that stuff's kind of cool, and like kind of doing a bit of female Pete Dunne type stuff with manipulation to the fingers and all that. But I don't know. There's something I just don't like about her. I don't know what it is, but I love Casey.
Look, she's no Shayna Baszler, right? But I do enjoy Ginny. I do enjoy Ginny's general style. I felt like Casey Owens kind of dragged a little. Like her crossbody was awful. It's she's clearly not been doing it for as long. I haven't seen any of her stuff in Pro Wrestling Eve, or if I have, I don't recall it. But I just thought that she dragged the match. Some of the spots felt a little sloppy, like a few of the bumps that she took didn't look great, and I feel like that took away a little, but I don't blame Ginny for that. I think Ginny did a good job, and the match itself was structured well, which is, a credit to these girls, and of course the agents that work with them. Then we go backstage and we get Rhea going into the office saying that she's the best of both brands. She wants her rematch with Toni Storm in Phoenix. Whenever you ask for a rematch this quickly, you're probably going to lose, so that sucks. But, is what it is.
I think there's something else still there for her. I think, obviously, she'll still continue to be strong in the women's division here, but I don't know. There's still, she does mention about the regular NXT, so, there's, because of both rosters, it's good that she can just jump over to NXT and be dominant over there for a couple of weeks or whatever, so...
That's true. I would like to see her go on a bit of a run in NXT proper, but, I just think she's highly entertaining whenever she's on screen, and that's all that matters. So, moving on, Mark Coffey, who is not entertaining every time he's on screen, wants a match with Volta. He's going to die next week. Then we get the main event, Moustache Mountain versus Bartel and Eichner. Bartel and Eichner are an incredible team. Like, they have gelled so well, so
easily
quickly.
match of the NXT week on both brands. Moustache Mountain, just continue to always be one of the most over tag teams and all wrestlers in the entire company. Like, I don't know, they just so...
Yeah. Something that Moustache Mountain do better than anyone, I think, is the false finishes in their match. You really feel it when they don't pull out that win. And then when they do, obviously because they won this match here, when they do, it feels good because of all the times they almost got it but didn't. And I feel like they're second to none in tag teams at pulling off those false finishes.
The Usos do it okay sometimes. I like when the Usos do it. They're not too bad with it. But I agree with you full-heartedly on Eichner and Barthel. I've always found Barthel, Dieter Jr., whatever you want to call him. I've always found him entertaining. Eichner is new to me over the last couple of months. I haven't really seen much of Eichner beforehand. He is fucking awesome. I love Eichner. I think Eichner is one of the not most improved, because I don't know if he is this good for that long, but he's one of my most improved in my eyes, because he's just come out leap and bounds in the last couple of weeks, and I don't know, there's something about him that just screams star as well. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really think it's something about the team with, I almost called him Axel Dieter again, the team with Marcel Bartel that has brought that out of him. I don't know what it is. They just have a chemistry and it brings him to the next level. And I'm very excited for the future of these guys. I hope they stay together for a long time as a tag team. But that doesn't...
I was going to say, and I hope European Union become a thing. They botched it on the main roster a couple of years ago with whatever that was, like Rusev and Barrett and all that. They botched that idea. Elite? What was it called? I don't know what it was.
They were called the League of Nations.
They botched that hard. They fucked that up. I hope they do justice to more of a European Union type stable in NXT UK.
Yeah, let's just get away from the nationalistic gimmicks, shall we? Because it's cheap and it doesn't work for more than half your crowd. So just get away from it. But that does it for the NXT and NXT UK. That does it for the NXT edition of The View from the WWE Universe. Big Boy Mikey, where you at?
Big Boy _Mikey 1986 on the Twitters and the Instagrams, which I just do not use as much as I thought. But yes, on Twitters and Instagrams.
I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at the Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. The B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. Like, share, subscribe, hit the 5-star review if you like what we do. Check us out on Patreon if you want to get in on the ground floor of our Watch Global Support local mission. We also have launched a Facebook group, Australian Wrestling Community. Whether you are a wrestling fan in Australia or a fan of Australian wrestling, or you want to be, you are welcome to come and join in the fun where we're going to share, talk wrestling. The only rules are don't be a dick and don't post WWE spoilers for 24 hours because a lot of Australians have to work in that time. So other than that, it's go wild, plug your products, plug your endeavors and build indie wrestling together. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, 5-star review if you like what we do. And thank you so much for listening.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon. You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Yeah.
Goodbye and good night.
Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.